So in terms of our news package format, I will be comparing Charlie Brooker's How to Report the News and DST News. So the first thing that is shown throughout both of them is the location establishment, which is done at the very beginning of the news package. With Charlie Brooker, he has done this through the shot of these three buildings, and with us, we have done it with the background. You can clearly see the buildings in the background of our host that is introducing the topic of our news package. The location establishment shows the audience where the topic is based, where the issue maybe most occurs, or even just down to where our main interviewee is based, as the main interviewee is the most significant part of our news package, as she gives the information that everybody needs. So moving on to our ticker. With this one, you can see here that is a lot more sophisticated. There's a lot more going on than our one. Our one is DST News' one is very simple. It just has the news of maybe the week or what's happening in social media this week, or even news that's on our website. We can see that constantly going across the screen. So it is a lot more simple than this one. This one does include the title of the topic that they are talking about, which makes it a lot more sophisticated, which is one thing that differs from each other that is challenging. We wanted to kind of give off a simple look to our audience. We didn't want to make there be so much going on the screen, as already we have somebody talking and giving the public interview. So we didn't want too much going on in our screen. However, one thing that is similar to both is the branding. Now we notice the branding because of the color. As you can see here, the yellow color is shown here, and that is consistent throughout our news package. One thing that wasn't mentioned on here is our transition. We did include a transition, and our transition was yellow as well. And so it allows our brand to be recognizable to our audience. The same with this one, with the red. That's a consistent color that is shown constantly throughout their news packages. And so it allows the brand to stand out to the audience. Now with public interviews or Vox Props, that is shown in both of them. These are just short clips of members of the public giving their views on a question that we have posed. I believe to the audience, it gives the audience much more of an insight. Now, as our main interview will be someone that will possibly in our case, our interviewee disagrees with the dangerous sides of Snapchat. And so the audience will not get the information that they really need. We're trying to give them the information that they really need, that there can be a risk. But obviously our interview will try to sugarcoat the concept as they work for Snapchat. I believe that the public interviews give the audience much more of a real and authentic answer, something very raw that, it's not scripted, it's just how a normal member of the public feels, which I believe is effective in giving the audience more of an insight into how people around everywhere is feeling about the situation. Now moving on to statistics and infographics, which is shown constantly throughout both. This one here is of a graph, and we have facts and figures shown, and we also do have other infographics in our news package as well. Now this is more for the audience that like to really get more into detail into the issue that is being raised. These are for the people that want to know the absolute facts about what's going on, and not just somebody giving their view. They want to see facts and figures that kind of show that it can be dangerous. Next, we have cutaway shots and footage shown, cutaway shots or footage shown in between both. Now, these could be clips of people, of what our topic is about. So there could be a voiceover, and whatever that person is speaking about, there would be a cutaway shot shown that relates to what they're talking about. And so obviously ours was about Snapchat, and so we had to have cutaways and footages of people on Snapchat, on Snap Maps. Um, and so the person isn't just looking at a screen of someone talking. The person is actually, like, they don't get bored of just sitting there watching the interviewee talk about whatever they're talking about. It brings life to our news package, and it draws the readers in. It gives them something to look at, something to watch. When introducing the interviewee is very important. As we can see here, that is consistent throughout both. We have the names of the people that are given, and for ours, we have Jemima Collins, who was the content strategy manager of Snapchat. And so this information here is very important for our audience to know, as they may have some more questions for her, or they may even just want to know more about her role and what she does, so they can, get deeper into the actual underlying issue. And lastly, we have the ending shot. This is where our host kind of summarizes the topic that we have done throughout our news package. They maybe will pose a question at the end, but it's really to round up our news package, to kind of combine everything that has been spoken throughout the whole news package into one sentence, just to give the audience more of a deeper insight. One thing that is also added that was not shown here is, after this clip, we would show how our audience could reach out to us, how they could maybe ask us more questions and get involved, as we want our audience to get involved. As Mark Prensky's idea of digital natives, everybody wants their content fast, free, and up to the minute. And when you do things like that, I believe it really reinforces that fact. One thing that also wasn't shown here is our logo, and that is really important in putting in a news package, as it's consistent branding throughout. You're telling the people who you are. You're saying that this is what we do. And so you could see it here. There's BBC4 that is shown throughout the whole news package, and it doesn't ever go away. And that is very important in showing the audience, who you are. And it also shows, technically or metaphorically, it shows your consistency anyways with whatever topic you're talking about. It shows that we are consistent in every single issue we raise or we give to our audience.